Hello, this is Noreen Crone-Findlay from to+video. I carved a whole slew of wooden spoons from upcycled wood that had been either from abandoned furniture or from trees that had been felled in our neighborhood. That was like three years ago. Yeah, 2021. And it's time that they went to live with their new families, their new person. So I am just making a video to show which ones I have for sale. And this little gal is a kitten with a bird on her head because that was what was in the wood, and so that's what I carved. And her arms move, and the spoon part is in the shape of a heart, and then the spiral comes up to the kitty, and there's her tail, kind of like a backwards question mark. And I always think of these spoons as being like magic wands too, because they are so joyful. So this kitty is 9 inches tall. Now the next ones, this one is I did a series of carved dolls called The Wind in Her Hair. And so this one is the larger of the two wooden spoons. I'll post pictures of them with their prices on my blog, toddytalkscrafts.com. And so there she has the Celtic interlace heart and a rose and the compass rose and the moon and the sun, and it's called In the Seed the Flower Waits, Birthing the Universe, and signed Noreen Crone-Findlay 2021. And so she was carved also from oh, and her head does move there, and her arms are jointed. I carved her from a tree that had to come down. It had died, and so my son and his wife had to take it down. It was in their yard, and so there, she is. There she is in her new life. And I have somewhere, I have a small, oh, there we go, another one of the Wind in Her Hair spoons. Now this one, her hair, the wind is painted, and she's got roses in her hair, and a rose here, and a butterfly in the heart-shaped spoon part, and on her back is a dragonfly and roses. And the large wind in her hair, come down into screen here, the large wind in her hair is just over 9.5 inches. The smaller one is about 6 inches. Then I have two little girls that are sisters. Where's her sister? In here somewhere. There we go. And these two little girls have acorn cap hats from the oak trees that are one street over from us. And I crocheted little sweaters for them, and they have jointed arms so they can frolic along together. And so there's the little girl with the blue sweater and the star skirt, and the little girl with the blue sweater with the it's a cardigan, and her skirt is green, and the little girl in the turquoise pullover has a star in the spoon, and she has a rose. And they are, how tall are they? They are about 5 inches tall. So that's those two sisters. The next one is also from choke cherry wood, from the same tree that came down in our son and daughter-in-law's yard, and she's a mermaid, and so she has long hair, and her tail, her fins come around the spoon part, Oops, I didn't sign this one. I will sign it. And so she's about, how tall is the mermaid? She is about almost 8 inches tall. Now, from that same chokecherry tree, this one is, she danced with the moon in her hair. And so, again, the heart-shaped spoon. And she is on point. And so her arms are, as you can see, jointed. There's another one from the chokecherry tree. And this one is called, this is Grandmother's Rules. And so there's Grandmother with her hands in her pockets. And her hands are also, not only are they in her pockets, but they're kind of on her fists, on her hips too, saying, okay, Granny's rules about how to behave. There's the rose in the spoon. And the rules are: 1, do no harm. 2, treat others how you want to be treated. So that was January 21st, January 2021 was when I carved her. And here's a little girl who's walking along. She's very determined. Now this was in response to the little girl who's now 3 years older. So she is now in grade 1. But at this point she was in preschool, and she was a tough little character. So I carved The Little Book of Kindness is the book she's marching along on, because she announced to me one day, I know a lot of things. And I thought to myself, yep, and one of the things we need to know is all about the Book of Kindness. And so that was in response to a toddler who announced very firmly that she knows all about everything. Here is another dancer. She's a star dancer. Her hands are jointed, and she dances with the stars in her hair. And so she's dancing on a star here with roses at her feet. And there's this one I did in 2020. And she's got roses all over her gown. Here is, oops, I forgot to say how tall. So the star dancer is not quite 10 inches tall. And the little girl marching along on the Book of Kindness, because that's so important, 6.5 inches tall. This spoon is in honor of the forests. And it is, I did it in 2021. And it is it's about 4.5 inches tall. Now, here are three spoons that have sweet little faces, and I put yarn arms on them so they can hug. Now, these spoons are what led me to do the whole series of Vasilisa comfort dolls. And so the tiniest one is 3.5 inches. The middle one is not quite 4, so she's 3 3/4. And the tallest one is 5 inches. So here's the middle one, middle sister. And she has a polka dot bonnet, and this one has teddy bear ears on her bonnet, and again polka dots, and she has flowers on hers, and they all give hugs, all 3 of them, and so there's a flower on the back of hers. So those are the three sisters that led to the whole series of Vasilisa comfort dolls. There's, and this was one of the Vasilisa Comfort Doll spoons, and she fits in your hand so nicely. She is about, yeah, she's not quite 3.5 inches. And this one is the heart and the hand. So there's the heart and the hand. I carved this one from mahogany. Is it mahogany? I don't remember. But anyhow, I carved it in 2020. And this is a star baby that it doesn't show up well. Anyhow, this star baby is holding the star in the spoon part. And again, this one I carved in 2020. And the last two are a fairy door. There we go. There's the fairy door. I think I did this one in 2020. If not 2020, then 2021. And it has a very little spoon, and it's very much, it's like a magic wand. And I did these two. You can see how I did the owl and the magic, the fairy door at the same time, because they really relate to each other. And they were carved from the same tree. And they're about 8 inches. So there you have it. And so I will make a blog post, and I'll do the same way that I did the crochet hooks, where I go through and I list the length and the height and put the price on. And as things sell, I just go through and I edit and put sold on so that people can still see. So there you have a whole bunch of carved spoons that I did back then. I am not carving wood anymore. That chapter of my life has closed, and so these are one of a kind. I carved them all like right from the tree, or actually I just remembered this one is not from a tree. This is from a piece of piano wood from a friend of ours who's a piano tuner, and some pianos, they just are dead. They can't be resuscitated. And so they have, 100-year-old wood in them. And so the fairy door and the owl came from a very old and dead piano. So they live on as a fairy door and a wise owl. But anyhow, yes, so that's it. I will not be carving anymore anything. We don't even have a woodworking room anymore. So that chapter of my life is closed. Luckily, I can still, even though I can't carve wood or work in glass anymore, I can still weave and crochet and knit. And so, yay. And so it's okay. I'm okay. It was hard to let go of carving, but I am okay with it now. Melancholy about it, but okay. So melancholy and okayness can go together. And they do. So I'm off to make the blog post, and that's toddytalkscrafts.com. So leave me a message if you're interested in any one of these magical and wonderful treasures. Oh, and they all sound so nice when they click against one another. So who knows? Some of them, they're gathering up stuff on the bench here. Some of them may want to come and live with you. I hope so. Be well. Take good care. Talk to you soon. Oh, and go to toddytalkscrafts.com for all the rest of the information. Talk to you soon. Bye.